Hello everyone, we are here with week 2 of our Nudge experiment, where we will be looking at hearing and how we connect with God through hearing. I'm here with Stephen Petrie, who is a recording artist and a worship leader here at our church at North Park. And Stephen, thanks for being here today. When did you first fall in love with music?
Well, that's a good question. I would think probably at 5th or 6th grade. Maybe thinking girls are pretty, and then you hear a song on the pop station. It's talking about, you know, how pretty her eyes are and her hair, and then you hear the melody that goes with it, and you're thinking, wow, I'm in love. So I would say that's where it started for me.
How do you hear from God?
I gravitate more toward the melody than the lyric. Some of my favorite bands or albums or records that I listen to, I don't know what they say sometimes. But melodically, it's heavenly, or melodically, it takes you somewhere where it almost goes beyond words. So it's beautiful. It make you tear up, or it make you, or even if it's dark and it has minor things, but it's like beautiful. So I gravitate more toward the melody.
That's a great thing, because I think, especially in places of faith, I think a lot of people think that, well, the lyrics have to lead you in a certain direction, and you're kind of saying the opposite, that even the melody can take you places.
Yeah, when the two are joined together, though, that is the most powerful. When you have this amazing melody with a lyric that you know is honoring God, it sets you in a whole other realm.
Speaking of that, when you create music for church services, what's kind of the process that you go through in that?
I think that's interesting, because I think every local church is different, and I think it should have a sound. And I'm new at North Park, so when I come in, you know, there's 50 people on the worship team. I'm thinking, okay, well, this guy is kind of playing the mandolin. This guy is a percussion guy. This girl sings this. It's like, oh. So I'm still exploring that, actually, for here. But in general, I think it's a lot of it is finding what music styles. I'm from Oklahoma. There was a pastor there that worship was just not connecting. It was fun. We were doing all the latest, greatest off of whatever charts, and it was cool. I loved it. But there was just this disconnect. And so I started going through that, walking through that, going, what if I took some of these songs and made it more of a country flavor, being from Oklahoma, the Midwest, and and the people that never like enter in or respond, or maybe it's like, they're raising their hands, their words, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, it's the sound of the music that's doing it. It's not the lyric, or even maybe in that case the melody, but the flavor that you put with it. So I think for me, exploring, what does North Park, or what does your local church as a worship leader, what does it sound like?
Being someone who has done a lot of rock concerts, you've been in that realm, and now you're a worship leader, is there a difference between connecting with an audience in a rock concert versus in a church service?
I do think there's a difference. When I grew up as an entertainer, we did, grew up playing at Six Flags and all those played variety shows, and one of the things my dad always taught me is when you're entertaining, or he would always instruct us to get inside people. And it sounds kind of creepy, but you do that through eye contact. And so you do it through, number one, being good and believing what you do, but whatever that song is, if it's Girl, You're So Hot, and your blue eyes melt me, you make that girl that you're singing to believe it's for her. So there is that element of connection. In the worship world, I do think things like that had to break off, but the connection of giving the people what they need rather than what they want even necessarily, and being there and serving them, because I may play a song, we played a song Sunday night here, a thanks medley, and I don't really like a couple of those songs, but I knew it would connect, and I knew it would serve a greater good, because it's not about me. So those things did have to break off of me, but I do think it's important to connect and to make eye contact, to know who you're leading, so that when you are worshiping, it's not just about you even in that moment, but it's about all of us going somewhere together.
Well, Stephen, I want to thank you for being here today, and I want to thank you all for coming to showing up. We want to hear from you, though, because this isn't just a conversation between us. This is a conversation with a larger audience out there, and we'd love to hear how you connect with God through sound. Whether it be music, whether it be the sounds of nature, whether it be conversation with your spouse or loved ones. Please chime in. Let us know how you feel about this. And then next week we will get to our next sense. And thank you for taking the time.